Americans seem to be obsessed with cleanliness. It is a part of our national culture. We have gone from dreadfully dirty to squeaky clean, and we need to keep it up. Imagine your world without the toilet. It is a privilege we really take the time to appreciate.
The Romans were some of the first people to develop an advanced plumbing system. Aqueducts, as well as underground sewage systems, ran through Roman cities, and they carried the used water out of the cities. Romans installed communal restrooms throughout the city to prevent open defecation. These were some of the first toilets ever made. The first flush toilet was patented by Alexander Cummings in 1775. It was later improved in underground sewage systems that were first installed in New York City in 1728. The underground, which was originally intended to hide the smell, made it possible for the flush toilet to be installed inside homes. Toilets have continued to improve and advance throughout history. Along with these advancements, we began to realize other benefits, such as a decrease in disease.
2.5 billion people worldwide have no adequate toilet. They don't have a bucket or a box. 40% of the world with no adequate toilet. And they have to do what this little boy is doing by the side of the Mumbai Airport Expressway, which is called open defecation, or poo-pooing in the open. And he does that every day. And every day, probably, that guy in the picture walks on by. Because he sees that little boy, but he doesn't see him. But he should, because the problem with all that poop lying around is that poop carries passengers. 50 communicable diseases like to travel in human shit. All those things, the eggs, the cysts, the bacteria, the viruses, all those can travel in 1 gram of human feces. How? Well, that little boy will not have washed his hands. He's barefoot. He'll run back into his house, and he will contaminate his drinking water and his food and his environment with whatever diseases he may be carrying by fecal particles that are on his fingers and feet.
There are many problems that come hand in hand with using a public restroom. Do not smell or touch anything, do not let your eyes stray, and wash your hands in a fast, efficient manner because there are people waiting. At the same time, so many things occur in public restrooms. Makeup is applied, babies are changed, and conversations are held. However, there's a much larger issue at hand when it comes to public restrooms: public access, ecological waste, and sanitation crisis. Girls are being forced to drop out of school because having a menstrual cycle and no toilet is a situation that no one wants to be in. Those with simple access to toilets do not appreciate or understand these issues, and they must be brought to light in order for us to make a difference. Countless other diseases are prevalent due to lack of proper sanitation. 3 of these are rotavirus, diarrhea, and anemia. Rotavirus disease is a virus that causes gastritis, diarrhea, vomiting, fever, and abdominal pain. Diarrhea is the second biggest killer of children worldwide, killing 4,000 children a day. In a Tanzanian case study, poor sanitation in the children's homes and in schools was a little recognized factor which could pose a serious risk of anemia. In addition, inadequate sanitation facilities and poor quality of physical environment prevailed both in children's homes and schools. With toilets being installed in homes and schools, the amount of disease in the third world countries would decrease dramatically. Once toilets were installed, the child mortality rate dropped the most it ever had in history. The toilet was voted the best medical advancement of the last 200 years by the readers of the British Medical Journal. Toilets not only have health benefits, but toilet technology is also changing to help the environment.
Currently, the United States uses approximately 6 billion gallons of water from toilet use alone. Recently, the Sloan Valve Company released to the public a water-conserving flush valve called Uppercut. This dual flush valve offers a unique method to reducing water consumption by using different amounts of water for solid and liquid waste. By flushing up for liquid waste, which does not need as much water to flush away, we conserve 3 times as much water as would a regular flush valve. Another attempt to conserve both water and space is the toilet sink. The toilet sink has a sink attached to the top of the toilet where water flows from the spigot above for the user to wash their hands. The water then flows into the toilet bowl and is used to flush out the contents of the bowl. Toilets are not only being developed for environmental purposes, but are also using new toilet technology to help humans. The Wellbeing Toilet, whose prototype was released in 2013, is configured to help the user's posture while also providing biometric feedback. Because there is much information that is excreted in our urine, the revolution in toilet technology will eventually be able to monitor health defects such as diabetes, kidney disease, nutritional deficiency, and pregnancy.
Since the time of the toilets, we have been able to decrease disease and help the environment.
Toilets are a crucial part to the world health, and the possibilities of future toilets are endless.
Toilets are such a privilege to Americans, and we hardly take the time to realize how lucky we are.
Next time you go to the bathroom, remember how blessed you are to have a sanitary toilet.
I am your toilet, so how do you do? I take away your wee and the odd number 2. For a quiet moment, I'll always be there, bringing you troubles. You don't even have to care. Oh, think about the things you put me through. Things you put me through that I've been through you. Stuff from your body I'll happily take, liquid or solid, whatever you make. When you think of all the things that I do, it's time to say thanks to your Lou. If I wasn't there anymore, you can only imagine disaster. I am a lifesaver, and that is not a lie. Where I don't exist, thousands die. So next time you have to do a poo or a wee, thank the sanitary saints that you have me. When you think of all the things that I do, it's time to say thanks to your Lou. La 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 la. It's time to say thank you to your